welcome to Quest for Player 2 on this beautiful Tuesday evening.
Oh my God, I'm so glad we're here.
I know. I'm LT, and you are?
Well, hey, holla at your boy. It's me, the BSG. That's right. Battlestar Galactica, a.k.a. the Purveyor of Petty, a.k.a. the Controversial Conversationalist. We're ready to have some good combos.
We are. We're going to kick off today's Quest for Player 2.
I'm not going to right now. I'll do what I want to. That's what I do. That's what I do. That's what I do. I'll do it when I damn well feel right.
I like pineapple on my pizza.
What the get out of here. Oh my God. The only people that like pineapple on pizza are people that like pineapple on pizza.
Yay, I like it.
Oh, there's everything wrong with pineapple on pizza. People that like pineapple on pizza are women. That's the only thing that's okay with it. If anyone else likes it and they're not a woman, well then, there's a conversation to be had. That was controversial. I don't
that was
really
controversial.
I don't really think that way. I don't really care. I just don't like it. I don't like pineapple on pizza. But then again, I do when it's good ham. So, like, for example, Domino's versus Pizza Hut. Domino's.
Do tell.
Domino's, I'll go for it because they also have this kind of like
Domino's has stepped up their game. Their crust is so good.
They have a marinated pork thing instead of doing the
like the ham.
The ham, say marinated pork on that with pineapple. You'll be happier with your life. But pineapple on pizza, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I've always had that joke about you'll know if there's a woman in the room by the orders of the pizza when someone says.
Honestly, I would never order it, but I do like it. But my thing is Italian sausage, shrooms. Those are probably my two favorite toppings.
I've got something, but it's not even a pizza when you go this far. So it's white sauce. Automatically, boom.
Sounds good.
Not a
Sounds
pizza.
good.
Not a
like
pizza
that.
once you do white sauce. White sauce. This is Domino's too. White sauce, spinach, chicken.
Like you like spinach. I love chicken.
Tomato.
That all sounds delicious.
And bacon.
I would go for that 100%.
Oh, it's one of the best pizzas you'll ever have. I introduced my friend Matt to it. Friend of the show, Matt the Rat from Rat House Productions. He was like talking shit about it, like, oh, it's gonna be the worst pizza ever, blah blah yada yada yada. He orders it. I get there, half of that pizza is gone, and I was like, wait, who else is here? Oh, just me. Oh, so you liked it? So you liked it? So you liked it, didn't you, little bitch? That's how I said it to him.
Oh, yeah, and I would have been like, yeah, I did. Yeah, you could tell by half the pizza being gone.
Yeah. He smacked the pizza that I had out of my hand because he was upset.
That actually does sound really good. But we are not really here to talk about pizza. We are here to talk about relationships.
Yes.
And we are going to center around a movie that'll be coming out on home video. Detective Pikachu. If any of you in the chat, have you guys seen it? Because I don't want to go into too many spoilers if you have or have not. But a little rundown. Our main character, Tim, you know, he's like, his partner is Detective Pikachu. Yes. But we're not talking about that. We're going to talk about Lucy, who is kind of the female interest. Maybe not. I don't know. Throughout the entire movie, it kind of seemed like Pikachu was like, hey, you should hit that. You should hit that.
So for the whole movie, Pikachu was essentially it was peer pressure.
Kind of. Like, yeah, like hey, Tim was just kind of like, he was just like, you know, trying to make friends and go on this detective adventure together. And Pikachu's like, oh, you don't know how to talk to girls. Kind of putting him down a little bit. Like, oh, you should talk to her. Oh, you messed up. Oh, you did this. But in my opinion, it didn't really seem like Tim was all that interested in her. Like, yeah, she's cute. But like, yo, he's on this detective mission. You're going to find out pretty early on, but his dad dies. Yeah. And this is the whole crux of the story. Like, he has other things on his mind, not necessarily relationships. And I feel like it does come across in the movie. So I want to talk about, have you ever been peer pressured into dating someone where you're like, I mean, I guess we hang out, so why not?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. And it's always due to the people in the social circle.
Yeah.
And the social circle wants it more than you do. That's the whole thing. And then it's like one of them will say it, then after that everyone else will start to say it. And it depends on the kind of group that you're with. If you're with a group that literally has that dynamic of, here goes the alpha male that's egocentric or whatever like that. Here goes someone else who maybe is like second in command or just someone else, and then everyone else just kind of trickles through and they all know their parts to play.
Yeah.
That's usually how it does happen. The alpha male makes a decision. Hey, don't you think this person should be with that person? And
then everyone starts to go, they're like, yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, they totally should be together. Hey, ask her out. You definitely should. She's going to say yes. You have great chemistry. So how did that work out for you?
Oh, my
From personal experience.
Oh, man. For me, Honestly, I gotta say, for me, honestly, it was a bad experience. It was bad. Peer pressure is something that you shouldn't fall into, but immediately I did because it was like, oh, you know what? They're right. It wouldn't be bad. Yeah,
and especially you trust your friends' opinions.
Yes,
there's
you
like
do.
something where it's like if one person comes up to you and it's like, you know, like, hey, I saw the chemistry between you guys. But when it's mob mentality, it's a whole different story, let me tell you.
See, it's definitely a different story when that happens. Oh my God, pineapple pizza. Here it goes.
Man, that was 10 million years ago. We are talking about.
No, we've already moved on.
Get out of here. I like it.
What's going on with it? You should have fixed that. Come in quicker.
Controversial here on Player 2.
She likes it. I don't. Let's talk about it. No.
It's not my favorite, but I do enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I like any kind of pizza. You put it's like plastic pizza. I'm like,
honestly, no. Honestly, yeah, because I'll eat some Little Caesars, whatever.
Yo, they're hot and ready for $5. Can't complain.
Oh, come on. It's something that I didn't have to make. Shit, I'm in.
Right?
But honestly, the thing is, peer pressure is something you shouldn't fall into, like we said before. And it's something that, in my opinion, it can really F you up. Because a lot of decisions you will make, like you said, one of the big parts about it is, hey, I trust my friend's opinion.
Yes.
You know? We're friends. I trust you. So I'm thinking what you say really should stand for something, and I should take a second thought. And then that's exactly what happened to me. I fell in. I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna take a second thought." And I shouldn't have. I really shouldn't have.
From personal experience too, it was kind of one of those where I had a very good friend, like best friends, hung out all the time, and everyone else around was like, you know, you should boo up. Like, you guys are the only ones that are single in this particular group. I think it'll just be really good. And it's like, the thing is, it was super crazy. We tried it out in high school. Decided like, no, that didn't work for us. Kind of lost touch for a few years, reconnected, and things like picked up right where they left off. And we're like, it's good. But after a while, after years, people be like, oh
my God.
And tried it, and it just wasn't there. Like, that romantic chemistry just wasn't there. We could be best friends, but to try to push it to something that I knew in my heart wasn't going to be there, it was just awkward and weird and, you know... The mob mentality, like if it's one person, like when everyone, you feel the pressure from a group and everyone else around. I felt like that was happening in Detective Pikachu. You're like, hey,
time to go for it.
You should go up. Like, this is the first girl you've seen, you know? Yeah, and it's like she wants to talk to you, even though it's to like decipher clues and shit. Like, I think it's a good connection. No, Pikachu, you shut your mouth.
Yeah, Pikachu, you're horrible. You're toxic. I hate you.
And I'm not going to be Pikachu on this episode. I'm going to try to give you some real sincere advice. So
I like it.
But yeah, and recently, if any of you guys have seen Stranger Things Season 3, you might know what I'm talking about. There are going to be some spoilers, so plug your ears. We're going to talk about this for just a quick second. Okay. But I saw the same thing kind of happen in Stranger Things with... one of my favorite characters, Steve Harrington, the best babysitter ever.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And with the new character, Robin, who also works at Scoops Ahoy. And we have Dustin, who's trying to peer pressure, like, Steve, yo, you like her. She's weird like you, and she's smart and funny and loves good music. And, you know, Steve, being a product of everyone that, you know, he's dated in the past, wants a popular, pretty girl. You know, like, that's what he's used to. He's used to being, like, the alpha male.
Yeah, that's
he's
his
used
taste.
to get,
That's what he wants.
So it was hard for him to realize, and he finally, you know, went to shoot his shot, as we say here on the show, and turns out Robin just not interested. Not because he's not hot, but she's into chicks. Can't do anything about that.
I think that's the thing. If your interest was disingenuous, if your interest was never genuine to begin with, I think that's what that show was trying to teach you right there in that moment. Because his interest wasn't like, he didn't immediately say, oh, I'm interested in her. No, everybody else said, hey, you know.
But the thing is, she was a great character, and the interest does seem to align. So I did feel it, and I did kind of want them to end up together. Because I feel like, you know, come on, Steve, with the great... Farrah Fawcett hair, you deserve to have a really good, down-to-earth, funny, kind of, like, cynical girlfriend. I feel like that would fit his personality, but it didn't.
See, and Jody's over here saying it right off the bat, and this is what I knew someone would say. But Dustin was saying, hey, man, you like her. Go for it. Which he wasn't wrong.
But Steve Harrington didn't really know he liked her until Dustin was like, yo, she's right there. She's right there. Isn't she cool? And they go on the adventures, and he does realize that she is, in fact, really cool. But I don't know if it's because they had a life and death like situation where they were just like,
exactly
oh my God, these things are going fucking crazy, and I might die. I gotta. you're right here. You seem interested in me.
Proximity attraction.
Yeah. Larry Newbill, what's up with that super chat?
Oh, Larry Newbill. Okay, so earlier
They were
today.
yeah,
you saw him, right?
Yeah,
okay, so he bought him. Larry Newbill bought some Doctor Who DVDs.
You got to join us every Sunday.
That's right.
At 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, right here.
For Live from Gallifrey.
That's right. And you guys can go ahead and catch up with Doctor Who. We're doing a retro Who review. So we're talking about older Doctor Who, but not too old. We're talking about from 2005 and up. We're already on Tennant right now. So you guys should tune in, check it out. Trust me, you will love it. Like you said, every Sunday at 6 p.m.
Yes.
Now, back to this. Now, with that being the case, like, see, the thing is, yeah, I get what you're saying. He kept pointing it out to him. But the thing is, when he kept pointing it out originally, he was not interested. He was not. It became that whole peer pressure and someone else that you trust talking it up, telling you go for it. Yeah, you should. Oh, it's a good thing. Trust me, man, it would be great. Look, you're in the same proximity. It becomes that whole proximity attraction and all that stuff. So then immediately he's like, excuse me, yeah, why not? I guess I will. And he does go for it, and he gets shot down because it wasn't genuine to begin with. So it wasn't for him.
I don't know if he was necessarily like shot down because it wasn't genuine, because I think he really did realize over that period of time where it's like, oh, you know, those are qualities I never really noticed before. But they are things that I actually do value, because he was the product of all his past relationships. And I feel like that does play a factor into who you kind of look at, where he's used to dating like the popular, pretty cheerleader girl. He's never even paid attention to someone like Robin, who is kind of like a weird, like punk rock, gothy, you know, kind of more of a nerd girl. Right. You know, and I feel like every once in a while, it is good for your friends to point that out, of like, hey, you guys get along pretty well, you know?
It is, but the thing is, if someone says like, well, no, it's just not for me, let it go. Don't keep pushing them. That's my thing. I'm just like, I'm not a fan of, okay, if someone says no, let them say no.
But what if, okay, let's say Robin was straight in this particular scenario, and they do get along really well. How far would you go to be like, open your buddy's eyes to be like, yo, Steve, my friend, I know you like the pretty popular girls, but this girl's fucking amazing. I think you should start to look for like these kind of qualities that fit you, that compliment you, that support you and respect you in a certain way. Like, she's able to have fun and make fun of him too, but also is there like, hey, you need a code to crack? I got you. You're on this crazy mission against Russians? Yo, I got your back. I'm gonna do this with you. You know, and it's like, I feel like they would be a really good pairing. They're really good partners, but like,
there you go.
No relationship.
That's what I was going to say. They're a really good pairing, but what is that pairing? Does the pairing have to be a relationship? Does it have to be intimate? Or can it just be social? Can they just be friends? Oh, yeah, you had a really good pairing to be friends. Why does it have to be immediately, yeah, you're a really good pairing, you guys should date?
That is true. And I also really like this question from Jody. Same deal, like Tennant from Doctor Who gave Rose a version of himself and says, here, you could love this person who's basically me.
Me, right?
You know, was he
wrong? It's me up to this moment. So here you go. It's a copy of me up to this moment. So what's wrong with that?
And Rose was not satisfied, even though she got the best end of the deal out of all the companions. Rose, you did not deserve even the copy.
No, she does not. No, she does not.
Unpopular opinion, I don't know. But like, hey, we're being controversial here on Press for Player 2.
Rose was not happy. And that's something that still drove me insane. But it was a conversation I was having with a friend recently about that. It was funny the way it was posed, but it was essentially, what's up with women and why are women never truly happy? Because he was like, all right, we're in a relationship, things are going well, and then it's like, oh, let's do this to heighten this in our relationship. And he was like, what the hell? I thought we were okay. I thought we were good. No, but
some of us like adventure. We like the monotony of everyday life. And
and that's true. That's
and the thing is, like, I'm like that with every aspect of my life. It's not just with relationships, but I like to see new things, experience new things, go to different restaurants. Like, hell yeah. I love Costco pizza. We can go there on a regular basis. But like, hey, let's try somewhere else that serves pizza. You know, like, maybe not every day, but every once in a while, like, let's mix it up. Or be like, hey, you know, instead of doing whatever we do on this weekend, let's go to an art gallery. Let's go walk around. Let's go to a museum. Let's go to the beach. Let's go hiking. You need something or people like me need different stimulus in life. In all aspects.
Now, everything has to, like, there has to be a little bit more. There has to be something of a change. And the thing is, when my friend said it, he said, ultimately, what he's afraid of is that what's going to happen, because it's like, there are different aspects of their relationship where she's like, let's try this. Instead, for this whole week, let's communicate only this way. And it's like, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, but why? But it's like, okay, that's what she wants to do, so he'll do it. And then next
she
next
is just
week,
trying to ease him
let's
in
try
into
to
a
do
little
something
bit of
else.
role play. Let me tell you that she wants to do some weird kinky shit, but she wants to ease him into it of like, hey, let's play this really quick. Let's pretend this, and then she's trying to ease into it. It's not just trying to do that. She's trying to spice up some other aspects of her life. Let me tell you.
I told him just watch out because the moment she starts to get close to putting her finger up the butt, you're hers. That's it. So watch out. Make sure that doesn't happen.
Yo,
That's
some
all you
people
need to
like
do.
it. Some people like it.
Have a conversation. Have a conversation.
Some people ask for it. Some people like it.
Oh, surprise! Did it happen? No, that's not okay. I don't think that's ever okay. It's like a surprise pop. But but with him, it was just like, it was interesting because he said ultimately what he's worried about is that, well, it's going to get to a point in the relationship where she's just like, I need something more, and then ultimately, well, what can I do? I can't give any more, or we've done everything, or blah blah, and then she's gonna leave him because it's like, well, we were in a rut, and it was like a rut. What the fuck? I mean, we were hanging from ceilings during sex. I don't know what else you want me to do, like, anything like that. But it's like that's a good point. But I was like, I don't think you have to worry that much. She's asking you to change little things sometimes because it's just to spice something up. But he's just like, yeah, I don't get it though. Where everything's going fine, we're doing very well, and then she says, hey, let's do this, and he was like, it just throws me off. It throws me off, and I'm like, you need to stop worrying about it.
Some people like that kind of comfort and routine, and some people feed off of that. And like you say that, but for some people, like that's how they survive. That's how they get through life is routine. True. It's like every day I do this, and because there are no surprises, I feel comfortable. And the thing about being in a long-term relationship...
See, there you go. Yep. Surprise finger. That's something. It doesn't happen.
But long-term relationships, you do want that comfort, but also you will never lose that desire for something new and excitement. I feel like as being human beings, you want to try things that are new sometimes.
Okay.
You can still go to the same restaurants, but like instead of ordering pizza, I'm gonna get the pasta, living it up. Let's get some garlic bread. The small little things. And I feel like if there's a point where your friend was uncomfortable with any of this, be like, hey, why do you want to do all this stuff? It's making me worry because I feel like you're not going to love me if I don't want to like do all these things all the time. But I feel like if it's a small thing, like, let's try it. She wants to do it with you. The moment she was like, oh, you don't want to do it, I'm going to go ask somebody else. That's when I feel like you need to worry.
Well, see, because, my girlfriend, she went ahead and recently did something close to that too. She sent me a message and said, hey, we should try to communicate. I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry, babe. She said let's communicate through, because that's why my friend had the conversation. She was like, "Oh my God, my girl did the same thing, but now I'm so worried." And I'm like, "Why are you worried, dude? Just be chill. Like, it was fine for me." Like, she said, "I wanna let's try to communicate by written letter. We'll write a letter and we'll send it, blah, 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 blah. Because we're slightly long distance, Barstow here.
Oh, yeah, you can't see each other on, like, everyday basis.
All the time, right? So she was like, let's do it when we write letters to each other and send them out. And I'm thinking to myself, write letters? Are we going back in time? What the hell's going on here? I mean, we got video chats, we got text messages, we got phone calls.
Yo.
But no, wait.
All right.
But then, I thought to myself, I get it. It's a change in it, and it's very intimate when it's something that you're actually writing.
And you have to wait for it. You have to wait for a response.
Exactly. And she said that part, too, because I did question it, but I was like, no, I get it. I get what you're saying, and I get why it's important to you. But I'm sitting there still thinking that, and then
you still texting every day, though. You don't be like, that letter's going to come in like 4 days. But
that letter will come back, see you later. She's like, where did he go? He dead. No. So I did think that for a moment, but then she did explain that to me, too. Well, the waiting, the anticipation for it, it has something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And it's coming, and that's great, and that's the thing about it. So you get kind of not hectic or antsy, but you get very happy about it, and it's something you look forward to. And it's something that builds a little bit of hope. And I was like, oh, I get it. Oh my God, this makes sense. So I get it. So I was saying that to someone. I said that to the friend, like, well, that's how I dealt with it, and that's how I saw it. He was like, no, man, no. She's never happy, man. It's going to be something else, and she's going to say, let's change this up. Somehow, she's going to change this up. All the time. It's always that. And I'm just
see, your friend runs off of, like, monotony, runs off of routine, runs off of, like, that comfort where it's like, I don't want to go to a new restaurant. This one's already good. I know what I want. So I feel like that might be some they're gonna butt heads, yeah.
Okay.
Because like if that is his part of his foundation of who he is, and she is more the adventurous, like I want to, try something different. It may not work out, or they're gonna have a conversation, being like, hey, if I seem reluctant, it's not because I don't love you. It's because like I don't like breaking out of my comfort zone. Yeah. And for her, she needs to understand it. Like I'm asking you to do something you've never done before. I need to be patient. So if they can have that conversation and come to that understanding and still learn to compromise with each other, I feel like it'll be good. But if he's like, nah, I don't want to do anything for you. I don't want to do that.
Then you're wasting my time. It's like really, you guys need to figure out something a whole lot more than that. If you're not willing to even compromise, we talked about that before. Yeah. Compromise, it's important, man, especially in a relationship.
Also, I feel like I hope your girl's all listen. Well, maybe she may or may not. But if you want to up the ante after you're doing letters back and forth, then you start sending things from like Amazon wish list or something, and you put a little note on it. But then you gotta up it.
She's already got me beat.
Okay.
She's already got me beat.
Oh, really?
Yes,
really?
Yes.
Do tell. I am super curious now.
Oh my God, she had something that she's sending over to me already. I'm like, oh my God.
Right, you know what? And even if it's something small, you're like, oh, like
I am.
You can't wait.
I'm like, oh my God.
Right, and it makes you not.
So we talked about that. Now she was like, I already thought about that, and I'm not gonna do the letter thing because of all the stuff that we do have. But I have something I am sending to you. Yeah. And I'm sending a letter with it, and now I'm so excited, and I know what she's sending to me, but I don't know what's on the letter. So now I'm like, and I am. So now I get what she said about the whole thing about like, oh, I'm gonna write a letter and how you anticipate it, you're waiting for it. It becomes exciting, and it's like, yeah, it really does.
It is. So there is something like too, like phones. Like we have phones, we have access to cameras all the time. But why do you think Polaroid made a comeback? There was something about that nostalgia about waiting for the photo to develop in front of your eyes that makes it worth waiting for. That even though the quality is absolutely shit on Polaroid cameras, there is something romantic about it, whether it's with your friends or with a significant other. Like there's something about it, about the waiting for it. Like life goes by too fast now. We expect things at like an instant. That like that little bit of anticipation,
it does something.
Hypes it up.
Something. Well, yeah, it's true, and it releases that dopamine. You get all the good feel goods because that's just how it is when you're like you post something on Instagram, you're waiting to see how the likes are, waiting to see comments, and it's like oh, it feels great. Same thing when you get a letter and you know you've been waiting for it, but you don't know what's on it. You finally get it. You're just excited at the fact that you have it physically in your hands. And then after that, you get to open it and read it, and it's so much more happens. Yeah. It's like listening to music streaming versus you bought a record and you put that record down and that needle hits the wax and then the song starts up. There's no better feeling for someone that's like a music junkie doing it that way. It's physical. There's something physical with it instead of just push a button and you just hear it coming through. It's different, and I get it. But
see, I kind of get that too, but in the opposite, where I have CDs. And I know the songs that are in order, and I know who sings it or whatever. But when that song comes on the radio unexpectedly, and you know it's a hit, and you're waiting for it to come on whatever station, for some reason it just feels that much better, and you're just asking the radio station like, play it again. That's my song. Play it again. Even though you have access, you can open up Spotify and play it when you want, but it's not as satisfying.
That's true.
It's the anticipation that makes it super great, and I feel like that's
I like it. That's very true. But could that also be the case when it comes to, like we said, the friends kind of pushing someone into something?
I think it's because especially those friends, if they're already in relationships too, they want to live vicariously through other people's romantic drama. So I feel like if they're already in a relationship, you got to take it with a little grain of salt because like once you're in a committed relationship for an extended amount of time, you have to live vicariously.
Oh, automatically.
You know what I mean? So they're trying to start up the drama and they want you to be as happy as they are. So like, I want you to boo up. I want you to hook up. Come on, let's go.
But what about when they're single and they're still asking for it? They're still pushing for it.
See, that's a hard thing because it's like maybe they just want that drama too. But
maybe they just they still want to live vicariously through you. Oh, it's like, hey,
or maybe they have good intentions. It depends.
Maybe it's something that they see that's like, okay, this is possible, this is palpable. I think they have a connection. So let's go ahead and try to get them together. Yeah. I would love to see two friends together. That's going to make me happy also. Yes. I'm going to get to feel that, seeing them together. Yes. Knowing that I did it. That's also something though. People do that and they're like, oh, because I hooked them up. It's all in me. Yeah. Hey, they're married. It's because of me. It's like, calm down.
But the truth is, it is a good feeling where you're like, oh, I set them up and it did work out, and you feel like Cupid, and it's kind of like a high because you're anticipating them coming together, and you're
so like, what's the feeling when there's the rejection that's present?
Oh, then you're like, oh shit, yo, you done fucked up. You guys would have been
It's so very true. The friends that pushed me into something, when it didn't work out, I'm sorry. No, none of that. It was just.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
I'm just looking at my phone.
Yeah.
That never happened.
Yep.
Nope.
And super
It's just like
chat
that.
from Larry Newville. Thank you so much. Can we bring back 90s R&B? Yo, it's been back.
It's
It never
been
left.
back, man. Yeah, it's never left.
Never left.
You're just not listening enough, man. I'm telling you. Trust me. 90s R&B, it's like a thing, the thing. I mean, come on, dude. You got Bruno Mars hitting us with like that whole album that was like sounded like Teddy Riley the whole way through.
But he
So
wants
we
like
got
90s.
stuff.
He wants like Boys to Men.
God, girl, I'm sorry.
Or like Brian McKnight. Brian McKnight was like my jams, like every
You know who
night.
can ball? You know
Oh,
he can like basketball.
Really?
Dude, the celebrity basketball games he used to play, my voice even went up. He was dangerous. People were like, yo, I hate the fact that you were just that good.
but the way he croons, I'm like, man, Brian McKnight. He was like voice man. It was
Oh,
definitely
thank you. Love the shirt. Wakanda forever. And Wu-Tang. Wow. That's right. Thank you very much. Dano, can you please read my comment from before? What's your comment from?
Who's Tony and Shiva?
From
NCIS?
NCIS. How does that work when you work with that person?
I've
What do you
never
mean? I
seen
don't know.
NCIS.
Yeah, I don't know the situation.
You gotta give us a little situation, give us some background on those two characters, and
definitely.
we will definitely talk about it because we like analyzing
heck yeah.
relationships that aren't our
They're
own.
not our own. That's it. So
Because when
tell
you're
us.
removed, I feel like you give more unbiased information.
Always.
Like when you're on your own, you're like, oh, you don't understand. You're not in it. You
Yep.
don't get it.
Yep.
You know, and it's
Yep.
like,
So when someone else tells you something, you're like, oh, really? Is that the problem? Oh, okay. I can help you. Definitely will. But yeah, you let us know more about that. And then after you do, we'll go into questions. Let me see. Elle knows Brian McKnight.
Everyone
You're
knows
in
Brian
some
McKnight.
Come on, man. Everyone knows Brian McKnight. You know, which one? What do you want to do? You want to do the start back at one?
Back at One, I think, was his first hit,
Yeah,
right? His first radio edit, yeah.
I love that song.
One, you're like a dream come true.
Two, just want to
be
be
with
with
you.
you. Three,
you're
plain to see.
that you're the only one for me. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Repeat steps 1 through 3.
Yeah.
Make you fall in love with me.
Oh, yeah. That was like my- Oh, man,
I
that
can't
man.
even hit his notes. Say goodbye to Little John. That's all I know. That's all I know.
So good.
The darkening of the sun. I don't know.
Yo,
Whatever.
Jalen's giving you a shout out.
Yo, Dano, what have you been up to, my brother? Well, my friend Jalen, I'm glad you're back. If you want to know what I've been up to, you gotta go back and start watching a lot of stuff. But you can go ahead and tune in to a lot of Quest for Player 2 stuff, and you'll find out what I've been up to. Also, I have been up to something very interesting, which is a great thing that we're building up, which is...
We
I
are
am in love
actually
with this
both a
right
part
now.
of it. We are
Yes.
super excited.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but we are working on, what do you call it, an animated comic?
It's a
what's its specific
motion
term?
comic.
A motion
and
comic.
Audio drama.
And it's going to be called Cosmic Protectors. We are both voice talents for this.
Yes,
It'll be
we are.
dropping hopefully September,
What?
give or take.
No. Okay, all right. Well, the thing
Throughout
is,
the end of the year. We
you
just
can
started
say-
working
yes,
on it.
Exactly. But the thing is, until it does drop, we do have options for you fans to be able to take advantage of what's happening with Cosmic Protectors. You can actually see some behind-the-scenes stuff as far as us with our recording sessions.
We also have some line art. If you visit our Patreon, you can subscribe to any of our tiers. It's going to help us support and create this content for you guys. It's going to deal
right.
with Power Rangers. We have a lot of old That Hashtag Show members that are going to be
yes.
characters, that are going to be voices. We
Yes.
also have some Rangers, actual Ranger actors that are confirmed
That's
to
right.
come and...
Man.
I don't know if it's reprise their roles because it's kind of a little bit different,
It's kind of a
but
little bit
they are
different,
going
but
to
they
voice
will be- yeah,
characters
that's
in
right.
Cosmic Protectors, and that is on Patreon.
Oh, yeah. One of the big
please-
things actually for I think this coming month is the AS portion of the ASJ interview. Am I right?
Yeah, so we have Austin St. John. We have exclusive content from an interview that's not seen anywhere else. If you go on our YouTube channel, there is
Just a little bit of it, but it's
Yeah.
only there to just let you know that it does exist, and you can find out, you can see even more of it if you actually sign up with our Patreon.
yes.
So that's a great thing to go ahead and look into. Jalen, check that out. Make sure you enjoy it. Everyone else who's watching, even right now or even after, head over to that Patreon for Cosmic Protectors. That's just patreon.com/Cosmic Protectors. Head over there. I'm sorry?
Links in the chat.
Oh, yeah, links in the chat. but
Josh
just in
Goldman
case,
just posted
you
it.
know?
please check it out. Tell your friends about it. We are super excited for this. We have some really great artists, really great animators, really great vocal talents that are working on this, us included. And we cannot wait to have this final product. But in order to get the number of issues that we hope to get out, we're going to need a lot of your support. So thanks so much if you guys are supporting us, and even if you put the word out there, we appreciate it so much.
Definitely. We're looking for as much love from it as possible. So if you guys get a moment, go ahead and check it out. Head over to the Patreon, see what we're offering. Maybe you can't be a part of it now, but you may be able to later. So just kind of keep up to date with what's happening there by heading right over to patreon.com/Cosmic Protectors. Links in the chat. Now, I think what we should do.
Do we have any fan-submitted questions for this week? Last week we ran a little bit long on our discussion of Lion King and kind of going through a bunch of stuff there. But
okay, I guess we're not going to find out.
We do have one.
Yes, we do. Oh, they put it up right up there on the screen for us. I was going to go ahead and bring it up here. Forget about it. All right. So, first question?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
First question. Should I stay or should I go? I just got out of a 5-year physically abusive relationship. 3-year physically abusive relationship where he was controlling at first, then manipulative, and ultimately physical.
Yikes.
Okay, that's horrible. I'm sorry for that already right off the bat. So, after a year of being single, I met a really nice guy who connected on an amazing level. Nice. My family loves him. He's part of my social circle, and we even go to church together. His idea, not mine. I understand.
That's great, but I like that sense of community, too, of getting into the family in all aspects of life.
It's also community. You know, it's also being, what is it when you're working with someone?
I know words good.
I forgot what it is. But yeah, bravo on that. So recently we've been arguing, and it's because he's been telling me what to do, where to go, who to see.
Ooh, that last little bit.
Ooh, boy, okay.
Let's continue.
Yeah, right. And during arguments, now he's been far more aggressive, even pounding on the table to get his point across.
Ooh, I don't like that either.
I don't like where this is going or where it's even building right now.
Like the where to go, it's like, hey, I have this date. We need to go here because I got surprises for you. But who to see? Oh, and the.
And then pounding on the table because you gotta make a point. All right. Now you've already been. All right, okay. I just found out that his dad is physically abusive with him, and he left his last relationship because he got physically abusive. She got physically abusive with him. I'm kind of torn.
Okay.
I will not, she wrote that in caps, I will not stay around to get hit. But he is so very nice to me. Besides, he has been abused by 2 people he trusted in his life. No history of him hitting anyone. I'm afraid I may be repeating things like a cycle. What should I do?
That is actually a really, really tough situation. Especially because people who are really nice will sometimes be physically abusive and be like, I didn't mean it. You know that wasn't me. You know that I'm a nice person.
Oh my God, I hate that.
It goes into that manipulation aspect of it, and I hate seeing that because that obviously was you. I didn't punch myself in the face and bruise myself.
Right? No, and it's like when you're saying it's not me, blah blah. So it's pretty much saying, well, so you did this. You made me do this. That's
like I'm a nice guy. You just pushed me past my limit. I don't think that is ever.
You're not
an
a
excuse.
nice guy. That's clearly what the thing is. Your understanding of what nice is completely off. And you're an asshole. You're a piece of shit, and you need to be like fucking get the fuck out. That's what I would say. Like, dude.
And it's hard. That cycle of abuse, like when you are raised with that and you don't learn the tools to talk about your feelings and to to be angry.
Whitney, that's no. They said that his dad hit him, and in the last relationship, his ex hit him, not he hit his ex.
Yeah. Okay. So his dad hit him. Okay. So he's also been abused.
His ex-girlfriend hit him, and in this person's relationship, in this girl's relationship, she was hit in her last relationship. So
abuse is a big thing. So that's why she's seen these red flags.
Yep.
She knows what it's like to be in this abusive relationship. So her senses are like keenly aware of certain actions that for anyone else might be like, oh, that's just how you express your anger. Yeah. But for her, being scared and knowing what it's like and seeing someone like that and knowing that he comes from a history of abuse, it is difficult to break that circle sometimes because you do not know how to deal with certain feelings.
That's very true.
Especially anger. And
Very
even
true.
though he may never intend to come off as physically abusive, oh God, this is a really rough one. I don't know. Where would you take this? Like, what is your advice?
Well, I agree with you. Automatically, first, there are signs. And she should definitely be familiar with them.
She does seem to know, like, hey, this is giving me really weird feelings. I really like him. He seems to really like me. But he's never hit me yet. But it does seem to have the yet right is the part
that's a big thing. Stopping with the whole he hasn't hit me yet. That's the thing. Do you want to wait for it when it is, oh, he has hit me? No, you shouldn't have to wait for that. You need to have a conversation with him first off and let him know that his change in character, his temperament seems to be a little bit different. Tell him as to why you do feel that way.
And put it on yourself. Just be like, don't blame him for anything. Just be like, you may do this, but like, it scares me. And see how, because like your feelings are valid. It doesn't matter if you're like, hey, you can act like this with anyone else and you put it on him, but just be like, it scares me. And if he does really care about you, he'd be like, oh, I didn't know. And he's like, I've been abused too. Sometimes like, I don't know what I'm doing and see what his response is, I feel like. Because if you're like, it scares me, he can't negate that.
No.
It's completely valid statement. And it kind of puts it on you to be like, this is how I feel. What are you going to do about it?
I agree with you as far as that, and making sure that is very clear. You have to be able to say, this is how I feel. Like, this is what you're doing, and this is how it makes me feel. And honestly, I am afraid. I should never have to be afraid of the person that I am with.
Yeah, like, so I want you to respect, protect, and support me.
Exactly. Respect, protect, and support me. I love that. That's exactly what I'm looking for. And the thing is, I don't feel, one, respected. With the yelling, pounding on tables, things like that, manipulating, controlling, that's not respect. Two, when it comes to protecting, how can I feel protected if you're the one that I'm actually afraid is going to hurt me and I need someone else to protect me from you? That's also bad. Yeah. And then the third last thing you said was, you said respect, protect, and
support.
So
it's like if you're scared and knowing that you come from that and be like, and you can also be like, hey, I understand that you come from an abusive background too, that you may not notice, like, this might be the only way that you can handle it, but if not, like, let's work on it together. And if it happens again, just be like, would it be okay if I point it out to you the next time to see if there's like another way that we can cool off? I don't know, it's kind of hard because I don't know, I've known people that are hot-headed. I've dated people that are like complete hotheads, and it's one of those where it's like, I'm not going to talk to you like this. And I just leave because I'm like, I don't want to get in this argument because I get hot-headed too. Like, I get super, like, I will up the ante and I will say terrible things. So I know for me, when I get mad, I'm like, I'll call you tomorrow morning, let you know how I feel. I may still be angry, but I'll let you know, like, hey, I don't want to talk to you today either.
That's right.
But just to check in and be like, I'll call you later tonight.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. And so it's like you need to have that conversation. And after that, it all depends on how he takes it. If he takes it in a way where he automatically starts to dismiss what you're saying or says, oh, well, that's not true. That's not how
or like,
that's
dumb. Blah, blah. Like, I want to talk about this now and be like, I feel like that would be the signal to be like, no, this is a red flag I can't ignore. We tried to do it like as adults. We tried to be reasonable about this. And you're just not there yet. I would leave. But, like, especially being in an abusive relationship like before, like you do, no one ever needs to experience that, but because you already have, just cut your losses.
Yes, yeah. And,
it's not worth working out for something like that.
And don't feel bad about even if you have to like go, because the thing is, it's like now I'm worried about protecting myself. Yeah. And that's what I need.
And he might try to manipulate you if he's been in abusive, like if he grew up in an abusive household. His only tools might be like, please don't leave me. Like I can't live without you.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it becomes I'm gonna hurt myself and blah blah. If that's the case anyway, tell someone that he knows, tell a loved one, and leave.
Yeah, and just be like, I'm concerned, but I can't deal with this.
Yeah, no.
You don't need any guilt or anything. Like, if you don't feel safe, you should never be around those kinds of people.
Exactly. So hopefully I hope that we helped you out. Let us know what happens.
Yes.
Please. Kind of give us updates. We appreciate updates.
Let us know that you're okay, that the relationship's okay, that he's okay, or whatever you had to do. Always here to support you.
Let us know. Now,
or if you decide to stay and he's like completely good with it, we also want to know that too.
The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it in between. We want to know. So please write us back and let us know. Now I think we have another question coming up. Let's see what we got here. Producer. Ooh, aggressive flirter.
All right. So me and my girlfriend, that's fine. Me and my girlfriend of 1 year, we're on a dinner, and she was being flirted with by the waiter. Now listen, I'm not just being that dude where she's speaking to him because she has to order a meal, and I throw my arm around her and boss up or some shit. Okay. So the dude was tossing mad compliments her way. Sat down in our booth on her side. Whoa, this is getting a little bit more than just trying to get nice tips, you know?
Man, you about to die today, man. I'm just letting you know that right off the bat. If I'm sitting there at dinner with my girl and you already started to flirt with her, and then you sit down right next to her, it's going to be one of those like, oh, babe, what's that? Oh, my God, what happened? Bow! Oh my God, something happened to him. Somebody, babe, call the police. Call the police. I don't know.
But yeah, and she was just over there kecking.
Oh, kikiing.
Kikiing? What's a kikiing? I'm not hip. Oh. Okay. And then those terms are too. The term is too hip for me.
Oh my God. So she's over here kikiing. Okay,
right. And reaching out and long touching him on his shoulder while she laughed, sharing his personal space. I mean, this dude is doing a freaking 10-minute set for her or some shit like that. And she's become his #1 fan. And I'm a comedian, so I know that she's like a chuckle fucker.
Oh my God! She's a chuckle. So will she leave you if another comedian gets in the room that's funnier than you? I wonder if that's the case. Like, you're saying you never let her sit like after your set is done, or does she ever?
We gotta go.
Yeah. Babe, let's go.
You can listen to the warm ups. Go ahead, listen to the warm ups. But no.
We gotta leave. We're gonna no time for this.
But at the end of the night, he even bought her dessert on him. On the drive home, I told her how that made me feel, and she just brushed it off and said I'm blowing it up bigger than what it was and that she was just being friendly. I'm still pissed, and I wonder why this started to happen after a whole year. And how can I make sure this doesn't happen again? Because if it does, I think we're done, because I'm insecure as fuck. I mean, okay, there's a couple of issues. I'm glad you're willing to admit that you are insecure.
All right. Smile at that bitch one time, and I'm gonna smile at your mugshot tonight. Oh my God! Keep playing with me. Okay, yeah. I get it. I would kind of feel close to. Man, okay.
I kind of understand like every single side, because at first I thought the waiter was just trying to hook up some great tips of like, oh, hey, babe, right? I know you're paying the bill, but I like him. He was good. Put in a couple extra bucks. Yeah, right. Because I feel like, like that works. I'm not gonna lie, it works on me. Where I'm like, yo, this waiter's trying to flirt. I don't even care that he's super young and not actually trying to holler at me. You get a couple extra bucks because you worked hard for it. You know?
Exactly. Like, hey, you kind of sold yourself. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but like the coming in, especially like when you are on a date, like that is just fucking dirty. Like that oversteps his bounds. Working for sure.
And automatically, I'm like, fuck you in your little outfit.
You might be insecure, but like Daniel here, I am petty as fuck. I would have called the manager and be like, one of your waiters is completely inappropriate.
Yeah, honestly, I am not okay with that. I am not okay with that at all. Don't do that thing where you kind of step up and start talking to my girl. I'm right here, my dude. Man, no. You know, the funny thing is they say, well, in New York, guys are really aggressive. Yeah. Guys are really, really aggressive. You can be walking with your girl hand in hand. Oh, there can be a guy that's in front of you. He'll turn around and do the backwards walk and be like, yo, what's up, ma? How you doing? Like, blah, blah. You're like, my man, her hand is literally interlocked with mine. Yeah. What are you doing? Oh, I was paying a compliment, my dude. Paying a compliment. All right. And walk up. You were not paying her a compliment. You just asked her, yo, what was up? Like, oh, my God. But that's how that felt. That's how I would say. That's exactly how I would feel right there. If this guy just starts first, okay, the small chit chat, blah, blah, blah. He's laughing. And I'm sitting there like, okay, I'm going to try to get in on this conversation. And then he's like, oh, yeah, man, yeah. So, blah, blah, blah. And just keep going. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. He's working for his tip. If she's all right, she's all right. Okay, cool.
But also the other thing where it's like, I kind of get her like chuckly too, where it's like, yo, I'm gonna get this guy to comp some of our shit, baby. Don't you worry. Hey, yeah, I like it. Give me some dessert.
Geez.
You know,
but I don't know. Free dessert. I mean, damn.
So I don't know if that was the intention, but yo, anyone that know me will be like, yo.
So you would you'd be like, oh my God, you're so funny. Then he walks away. Babe, we're getting a free dessert. I promise you. Watch this. Like you would just be that way.
Yo, or at the bar, like, oh, you want to buy me a drink? That's cool. I don't drink this, so I'm going to give it to my boyfriend.
Oh, there you go.
You know, but I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't do that because I'd just be like, no, I'm not interested. I don't want your drink. But because I'm just upfront, I don't like taking advantage of people in that kind of situation. But it's just like one of those things where I'm like, man, that is a hard thing to play. You got to have a conversation with your girl, though. Because,
look, first conversation that has to happen. But you already said, okay, you did. You tried to talk to her on the way home.
And she brushed it off.
She's trying to brush it off.
But this is only happening after a year. This is your first incident of it happening.
That is interesting. That it hasn't happened before. So it just happened now with someone
that dog is so cute.
You, and it's really awkward, but you try to be... Look at the dog.
That dog is way too cute. I definitely, oh my God, I want that dog to take home.
I love it. Anthony, I will answer your question. Give us a moment. But honestly, yeah, my thing would be, okay, honestly, we had the conversation. We spoke. We talked. Well, I tried to talk, and then you brush it off. Bring it up in another time where it's not so hot. It's not so current, which is, I guess, any time now. Time has passed.
Yeah, just be like, hey, that other night, it still really bothers me. And it's hard because you're a funny guy, so
don't
she might not.
Chuckle fucker.
Yeah.
Don't call her a chuckle fucker.
Don't do that because she's gonna bust out laughing.
No, she's like, oh no, but she may take it as an offense.
It might be.
Oh really? Oh, so I just fucking him out. Oh, so you got a fucking joke? Knock knock. Who's there? Oh shit! Now I'm fucking you. Is that what you're gonna think about me? Like, you don't want that to be the case. Knock knock. Who's there?
Man,
my pussy. What? No.
Shit! Sounds like someone called you this before, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you don't want that to happen.
That's true. That's true.
The case. So just watch out. Don't say that. But definitely tell her how you feel. Tell her how
and don't try to put any jokes into it because it's like she might think of you as just like a funny guy that didn't really take offense of it, and it's like, oh, you're just got your panties in a bunch, but you're usually chill. Yeah. So she might have not taken you seriously on that conversation on the ride home.
I mean, comedians, we know you guys, it's really sensitive, and there's a lot of problems going on and blah blah.
Yeah, the comedy comes usually from a place of hurt, or it's like insecurities in the first place.
Here comes the tragedy, here comes the comedy from it, and I get it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, make sure that when you are sharing your feelings, you're genuine, you're honest. Try to keep the jokes out and say exactly how you feel.
And see what she says, because if she brushes it off again and you're being absolutely sincere, and just let her know and be like, no, I'm being completely honest, and like it actually did hurt my feelings. Yeah. And if she is still like, no, it's no big deal, it might be time to move on. Like that.
Yeah.
You don't want someone that's there to just chuckle fuck.
You don't want someone there to chuckle fuck, man. You don't want that.
Man, that really term though, that term is being filed away in my mind shack.
Great term, chuckle fuck. Thank you for bringing something else back into our lexicon. We definitely appreciate it. Anthony had something earlier that he did ask. Do I feel it's a double standard when it comes to domestic violence? Why is it that people say that women can't commit domestic violence? People say it because it's a quote unquote, a man's world, so they're just always going to say that. But it's not true. Women, I mean, that they're saying that it can't happen. That's a lie. It definitely can happen.
It absolutely does happen. But the societal view on it, because I forgot what I watched, but there was like this kind of hidden camera, whatever, where it's like this woman is beating up a guy. Nobody stops. In fact, people laugh that the guy's getting beaten up. But if it was reversed and this guy is like almost attacking this girl, almost everybody steps in immediately. Yeah. So it is a double standard in society terms, but it should not be. Like, it absolutely does happen. Like, you've experienced it, right?
I've experienced it. And
firsthand.
The problem is with being a nice guy. The thing is, you're like, all right, you've been taught, you've been trained, you've been raised. Yeah. Don't raise your hand to a woman. Don't hit a woman. Like they say, Chris Rock has that joke, I won't hit a woman, but I'll shake the shit out of a bitch. He says shit like that. And you're like, okay, that's funny. You laugh. But then later when you think about it, I probably won't even shake. It's like one of those. And it's like, well, what do you do? What do you do as a man when you're talking to her and all of a sudden flip out, blah, blah, and they're throwing stuff and swinging? What do? You just block up. You
got to get the fuck out of there.
You shiv, you go to jail. That's what's going to happen. Producers are giving us the push and the shiv option. If you push, trust me, you'll end up going to jail. Yep. If you hit, punch, shake, anything, right. Is it Sparta? You just get your hand.
We are Sparta.
We are Sparta.
Right out of the house.
Yeah, right.
Change the locks.
Stand at the door, give her the speech, and we're Sparta. And then lock the door. And then just
we joke about it, but it is definitely not a joking matter. If you're in a situation like that, it is one of like the most terrifying, depressing things. Especially, I feel like for a man, like you can't even talk to your friends a lot of times because they'll clown on you. They'll make fun of you. They undermine all of your feelings, which is
especially as a man. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Men were breeding in society to be able to, pretty much bust your chops. That's what we do. Every time we're going to do something, if we can address anything, even when it happens to be trauma, it's addressing it with a joke, and usually it's not self-effacing, but pretty much making fun of the person. That's what always does happen. So the thing is...
They're trying to make you feel better, but sometimes if you're insecure about that thing in the first place, it just makes it astronomically worse.
It makes no sense, and you're like, well, why are men that mean? We're just horrible people. So what I can suggest is find a friend that you can talk to if that kind of happens to be the case. But also, talk to the person. Let them know you are not going to hit me anymore.
You have rights as a human being. You should never feel threatened.
Yes, and then also, I suggest you leave. It shouldn't even be you're not going to hit. It shouldn't be you're not going to hit me.
Especially if she thinks that she has the right to do it or that she can get away with it. That is absolutely not the right mentality. You never want to date someone like that, guy or girl, that thinks that it's okay or that it should happen or like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. No. That is an automatic deal breaker, and it should be for everybody. It is one of those red flags where it's like, it happens once, get the fuck out.
Yes.
There is no forgiveness for that.
I want to respect myself, I want to protect myself, and I want to support myself.
Yep.
Those three are very important.
That moment that hand gets raised or like some kind of item is like chucked at you in like a violent manner,
man.
It is time to leave.
And that's the thing a lot of people even go for now. Oh, she threw something at me. No. That's a step in the wrong direction. Honestly, if they're throwing something at you at that moment, you've either, what the hell have you done? And if it's something where it doesn't, like, if you didn't cheat.
Oh, yeah.
And they're throwing something at you, I don't care what happened. If they're throwing something at you and you did not cheat, end it.
Yeah.
Forget it. I'm done with this. You can't even hold your feelings enough to be able to have a conversation with me. You got to throw something at me. That's how it comes out. Nah, you're a piece of shit. You can go out too.
That is true. I feel like in the cheating category, I'm not
See,
part of
cheating
that.
is hard to. Well, dude, when you cheat, it's like
go Pikachu.
Yeah, right.
I choose you.
I choose you. It's like, babe, no, that's not a Pokemon ball. That's a rock. I know. You know.
I mean, I didn't know. Police right here. I didn't know that was a rock.
I yelled Pikachu.
We joke, but this is absolutely not something to joke about. We try to make light of serious situations because they are incredibly difficult to talk about.
Yes. See, there you go. Yeah. That's right. The woman is smarter and stronger, apparently.
But if you're in any of those situations, if you have no one to talk to, there are phone numbers that you can call to reach out to gain support.
Definitely.
We are not actual professionals in this, and you should not rely on anything that we say.
Exactly.
We are just here for general advice.
Yes.
We are not there for like
so,
actual physical abuse or any of that.
Definitely, yes, there is a double standard. Why? It's because of just societal norms. Unfortunately, they think that it's a man's world. So to be a man, to be strong means that you can't ever have had that happen. No. It takes a stronger man not to raise his hand than it does for the other man. And that's something that you always got to make sure you pay attention to. So if it does happen and you are a man, once again, block, back up, walk out, and walk away. That's it.
Matthew Thompson says, if she murdered your family, can you throw something at her? Probably a lawsuit at the very minimum. But
throw a book at her! There you go.
Murder, definitely, you need to end up in jail.
Yeah, if she murdered your family, well then, so you married an axe-murderer. I mean, we've seen that movie. It's a great movie. Woman. Woman. Okay, guys, stop.
I haven't seen it. I'll just play along, too. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen.
We're building a list for Elle right now, a film that she hasn't seen that we need to make sure that she does see. Become part of her pop culture lexicon. So that will be fun. If you guys have any suggestions, make sure you send them over to us also.
Send me a list of movies and I'll check them off to see if I have or have not seen it. Things that you think are absolutely necessary in life, like
that would be dope.
Yeah,
that'd be dope. I love it. You guys,
I've seen the major ones like Indiana Jones and Star Wars and
all the movies from the 80s.
Yeah,
that's pretty much fine. Yeah.
Right, those are like the most important ones.
Hey, you did see
ones.
Yeah, Back to the Future. I've seen all three Back to the Future.
You did see an unimportant one.
Which
one?
one?
Alita. So that was, whatever.
That movie was fucking terrible.
Like when it comes to bad movies, I mean, it's like the worst ever. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that.
Yeah, me too.
It was torture.
Me too.
It was like
that forced romance was fucking terrible. And falling in love with the first man that you see, that like Born Sexy Yesterday, fucking hate that shit, hate that trope.
God.
Although I kind of do like Fifth Element.
Fifth Element was good though.
But it's that Born Sexy Yesterday where it's like you're an ignorant girl, but you have a grown-up body and you fall in love with the first man, even though they're like not the best. Multi-pass. I use that a lot. But
she was old as fuck.
I know, but she had that
still,
ignorant
she had the
brain, and then she
child,
fell in love with Bruce Willis, who wasn't like the nicest, like the most great man ever. Like she could have done better. I think she could have done better.
A whole lot better.
Yeah, same thing with Alita. But if you want to listen to like an hour rant,
I was waiting. I was hoping that we'd go long enough for him to create a me.
So, are we gonna talk about this? Like, we should just talk about it. So,
okay,
Alita.
Okay, yes. You don't want to talk about it right now. Go ahead.
It's been a while. I only saw it once and I didn't like it, so I tried to wipe it out of my memory. Let's see if I can recall enough.
Let's see.
But falls in love with the first boy that she sees, who actually tries to murder her to get her dismantled and everything. She literally takes her heart out and offers it to him. And I was like, I'm not gonna take your heart, but you know what I will take? All that money you're gonna make for rollerballs, so I can go up to the Heaven City. And you know what? I totally betrayed you. I'm totally using you. And as soon as I get up there, I just want to be rich as fuck. And you, bitch, are going to get me there. And then at the end, goes on this, like, mission and gets sawed up. And she doesn't even know. Like, she is also ignorant, but she's a young child just born. And, like, man, that movie is fucking terrible. If you want to see a fucking terrible movie, go ahead and see Alita. You want to fight me? You can at me on Facebook at LT.
There you guys go. That was pretty much a whole breakdown of Alita and how horrible
I already talked about it for hours on end, so I don't want to rehash all these horrible feelings. But man, if we could have just got more Christoph Waltz and her and had like a father-daughter like ensemble,
yes,
and not have the random fucking roller derby in the middle of it that didn't mean shit.
But if we did do the more her and Christoph Waltz and not any of the love stuff, people would have said, "Oh, it's what is that? Robot Boy? What is that? Astro Boy." Mm-hmm. People would have said, "Oh." So this is Astro Boy with a woman. That's what people would have said.
I haven't seen Astro Boy.
I
will probably like Astro Boy then.
Actually, I think it's on Netflix. Nicolas Cage is on the film. He's
Nicolas
the
Cage?
father. Yes, it's so good.
Does he like bees?
He's close to it.
Man, Nicolas Cage is like a ridiculous actor, and I love him and everything.
Yes, I do. There's a movie called Trust, which is actually a very good movie with him and Elijah Wood.
Interesting.
Oh my god! And he does not cage it up. He's not all cagey. You know?
He wasn't that cagey for Spider-Verse either.
Oh, that's true. That's very true.
But he did have that. I like to feel the matches. I was like, oh, that's definitely Nicolas Cage. I fucking love that. So good. But yeah, Alita is fucking terrible. We should have focused on that. And then we had the mom that like just randomly turned around. It's like, hey, my lover's boyfriend. Here's his head. Let's go take him out in my sleeve. And like, doesn't make sense.
And then later at the end, but she doesn't really get back with the father.
No, but like she has this random like change of heart without any building up. The anime is significantly better because at least Alita knew that like the person she was dating was a fucking jackass. And this like she remained ignorant. She is an ignorant protagonist girl that falls easily in love. Like, that movie is terrible. But yeah.
Only showing Captain Marvel. Fuck me, right? Yeah. Because Captain Marvel was better. That's right.
I mean, Captain Marvel was a super duper great movie considering we're how many years in the MCU. I enjoyed it.
Compared to Alita.
Compared to Alita, it's fucking amazing.
I'm saying. There are many
but I mean, like compared to something like Wonder Woman still wins.
True. That's
even though Bucket had that mustache and that like.
Oh yeah.
Was it Ares or whatever? The guy, the main.
I forgot that guy.
Whoever the main antagonist in fucking Wonder Woman. Like if you ever watch Rick and Morty, when he takes a bucket off, it's like, oh, you have a mustache. I felt just like Summer. Where I was like. That's weird. He's like, I can shave it up. No, I mean, it's fine.
It was Ares, yeah. And then he had the,
but other than that, Wonder Woman was great.
He was in a suit. But he had that, I was like, you're not intimidating in your little...
But he had that great helmet. You could still see the mustache underneath. I was like, that is some weird character.
Now, Harry, where are you? I was like, yeah, that's all I can see him as. I just see Harry Potter. And, oh, God. All right. Sorry, guys. Thank you for tuning in to hour one.
Alita in the anime was okay. Alita and, like, James Cameron, go fuck yourself. But anyway.
Actually, that would be an interesting conversation.
All right. Maybe next week. Actually, next week I think we already have a topic, but
yeah,
we'll
I think
see.
So. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to watch that movie. Are any of you guys going to see what is it called?
Good Boys.
Good Boys.
I'm going to see it.
It looks really funny.
I'm going to see it. It's pretty much Superbad for this generation.
And Superbad is like one of my favorite movies. Oh like that movie was phenomenal.
Couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
Such a good movie. But thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Keep up to date with everything trending
in geek pop culture. Bye.